Hey, what's going on everyone? All Day here, bringing you a new video. We have some Grand Theft Auto 5 gameplay in the background while we talk about the top 10 needed things for Grand Theft Auto 6. So getting started on number 10, the first and foremost thing that we really need to have in Grand Theft Auto 6 is a more deep and detailed gun customization system. And what I mean by this is having more weapon attachments, more weapons, more weapon options, and going beyond just what you can do with the gun. And like, let's say we take the carbine rifle, which is basically an M4. You know, it looks like an M4 kind of variant of the gun. So we get, you know, everything comes stock. But let's say we can take off the iron sight, add a red dot sight or an ACOG sight, or hell, even a sniper scope if we wanted to for the gun. That would be cool. With first person, and hopefully they add it to GTA 6, first person will help make gun customization just so much more worth it. But what I mean by detail and going just in depth with gun customization is similar to what Battlefield is doing, you know, with their gun customization. And I get it, yeah, it's a first person game, but that doesn't mean GTA needs to hold back on it. Allow us to take off barrels, add new barrels that just affect accuracy, you know, rate of fire or whatever. Add maybe even different bullet types for like shotguns and stuff. And even allowing us to, you know, add real camo to the gun instead of like just the paint colors that we had in GTA 5, which they weren't really camo. I mean, yeah, we can pick between a platinum or a gold camo, you know, but adding actual woodland camo, desert camo, tiger, you know, just stuff like that, you know. Alright, so moving on to number 9. For number 9, what I would really like to see in GTA 6 is more detail in the multiplayer world. And what I mean by this is when you play GTA 5, you can definitely see the less detailed world compared to single player. Single player had more AI driving around, more AI walking around. Not only that, single player had animals roaming around in, you know, all over the map. And that's something honestly GTA 5 should have. That's honestly something GTA 5 should have had at least with next gen, because it's next gen and you would expect next gen consoles and even PC to be able to, you know, just have it. But they don't. And another issue with how detailed the world is if you've noticed, if you've ever played, like, you know, even GTA 4 did this, but GTA 4 and GTA 5 has multiple different set waves of cars that spawn. And what I mean by this is, first you can have a Ponto spawn and a Banshee spawn, you know, they'll spawn in one wave together. And then let's say after that, after a couple minutes of you playing the game, both of those cars will stop spawning and a new set of cars will be spawning. And you can't do anything at all to get those two cars after they're done spawning. You have to wait. So, in my opinion, this is definitely a must. It's something that Rockstar really needs to work on, and I get it, you know, they can't, you know, make it perfect because they have to worry about other people with, you know, internet issues, connectivity issues, and just adding more detail would, you know, it would be hard to sync everything together. But other than that, yeah, that's honestly just a must in my opinion. Alright, so moving on to number 8. For number 8, and this is just something that is so annoying, and it's how the game kind of works. And what I mean by this is, anyone who's played the game knows the loading times are just horrendous, especially when you're trying to get into an online session. Most people spend most of their GTA time in the clouds, like just waiting for it to finish loading, you know, for them to get into a server or whatever. Rockstar really needs to improve this system, and hopefully we won't have this issue in GTA 6. But not just stuff like that, glitches, the small stuff, AI pathing. The AI are still pretty retarded in GTA 5. Let's face it, they're not the brightest AI. You know, you can run right next to them, you can run around them in circles for like 2 seconds, and then they'll scream out like and run away, and they'll just get scared for no reason. So, in my opinion, Rockstar really needs to improve on just the game itself. Alright, so moving on to number 7. For number 7, I really was hoping GTA Online would have this, and that is custom houses and unique interiors for every single apartment or every single house. And the problem with GTA 5 is all the interiors are the same. They have 4 different interiors for the apartments. And those, you know, you have over 100 apartments you could buy, but only 4 interiors. It'd be nice, you know, if each interior was unique to itself. And the only reason you would buy, you know, the more expensive apartment, even though it has the same interior as this, you know, a cheaper one, is for the view, and that was it. But other than that, even adding small detail, like, for instance, interior customization, interior options and add-ons, like adding things like, you know, like let's say you just bought your multi-million-dollar apartment or house or whatever, and you get it stock, yeah, but then there's some small options you can add to it, like a pool table, and people can go over to your house and play pool in your own apartment. You can change how big your TV in the apartment or house is. You know, you can add all this cool stuff, and that would just be awesome, in my opinion, for GTA 6. Another thing that I would definitely also like to see back when we're talking about houses is being able to buy multiple houses in single player. Because, you know, Michael's house did get a little boring after. Franklin's house was actually pretty nice. I actually never got bored of it. But yeah, seeing multiple houses that we can buy, that would just be awesome, Rockstar. Please bring it back from San Andreas. Alright, so moving on to number 6. For number 6, in my opinion, Rockstar should add the addition of being able to play as more characters. And I'm not talking about just, you know, like the way GTA 5 did it, where you had Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. What I mean is, honestly, keep that idea. In GTA 6, let us have like 2 or 3 main characters that we can just easily switch across whenever we want. But what I'm talking about when I say more playable characters is, let's say we're playing GTA 6 and we have, you know, the 3 main characters, and then we go do a mission. And let's say in that mission forces us or gives us the option to play as, you know, one of the side characters that you thought you wouldn't be able to play as. That would be honestly a really good addition to the game. And for those people who said GTA 5 needs a female protagonist, well, that can actually kind of fix it in a way, because the way this helps the story is it lets you get a little bit more emotion for the side characters and not just the main characters. It makes you feel like the side characters actually have a little more meaning. However, I really hope Rockstar can actually consider that idea. However, let's move on to number 5 on the list. For number 5, and this one's kind of a, you know, do it or don't do it. Either way, just make the multiplayer awesome. But for number 5, I would actually like to see a campaign mode or a story in the GTA multiplayer universe for GTA 6. For GTA 5, I kind of felt like Rockstar was advertising that there was like a story mode or whatever for the GTA Online for GTA 5. And it's obvious that there isn't, but there is cutscenes, which is, you know, kind of cool. But it would be cooler to see an actual story mode. So, you know, you customize your GTA character or whatever, and after that, let's say Rockstar hired people to do voice acting, and they hired multiple people. And I'm actually kind of getting this idea off of Saints Row, where, you know, you had 3 different male actresses or actors, and then you had 3 female actresses, and you can pick between them, like, you know, and you can do this for GTA 6 Online. And with that, you can have a story mode for GTA Online. So that's just something I'm kind of thinking of. I honestly think that would be cool, and it would make the game feel more MMO-ish, but in the same way, arcade-ish in the same sense, because it still is a GTA game. So I don't know how everyone feels about that, so let me know in the comments how you guys actually feel about that one. Alright, anyways, moving on to number 4 on my list. For number 4, we need more in-depth car customization. GTA 5 and the GTA series in general is so focused on cars. It's like it has its own car culture in the game. However, GTA 5 wasn't as in-depth with car customization as I thought it was really going to be. For each car, you have those rare cars where there's a decent amount of customization to do on it. However, you still can't make the car look that unique. Another issue, in my opinion, is the actual car tuning. When you upgrade the engine, when you upgrade the brakes, it doesn't do very much, and there wasn't much in-depth customization with that as well. You had maybe transmission upgrade, an engine upgrade, and a turbo option. And the turbo option was insane when it came to actually affecting the acceleration of the car. However, there was no option to actually increase the top speed of the cars. And that's something GTA 6 should really consider adding. Because, in my opinion, upgrading the engine should honestly increase the top speed of the car. Some other things that they can do, however, when it comes to more in-depth car customization, is allowing us to add our own decals, or even have preset decals that look cool, unique, you know, just something along the lines of Need for Speed or even Midnight Club. But yeah, GTA is such a car-focused heavy game. It actually is more important than shooting in the game at some aspects, especially in multiplayer. You'll see more people driving around in GTA than actually shooting each other in GTA. And that's just because it's an open world game and cars matter. Alright, so now moving on to number 3. And number 3 and number 2 and number 1 on this list all kind of tie in a way if Rockstar was to actually add all 3 of these. But anyhow, for number 3, something that I would really like to see in GTA 6, and this isn't really needed, but it's just honestly such a good idea, a good concept, and that would be a realism mode. Now, with realism mode, for single player at least, you would have something along the lines of, you know, Fallout hardcore mode, you know? You have to take care of your character, you have to eat, you have to basically, it's like The Sims almost, but in the GTA universe. And honestly not as crazy as The Sims. Like, you know, you would obviously need to actually make money, because when you buy a house, you have to pay the house bills. Let's say you have to pay car bills or whatever. You have to pay for gas and whatnot. You know, I'm just coming off the back of my head with this, but just adding a realism mode, making the damage of weapons higher. You know, it's easier to die and stuff in GTA 6. You know, adding something like that would honestly be a really cool thing. It would just make the game harder. It would make having to go around and do stuff in the game, you know, more needed than just having it be an activity, for say, because you actually have to care for the character. Or characters if Rockstar adds, you know, multiple characters. But obviously it would be an option. You would still be able to play the game normally. It would just be an option that you can easily turn on or off, and there you go. However, let's move on to number 2, and number 2 is, you know, I'm happy that Next Gen was able to kind of bump this up, but I thought it would honestly bump it up even more. So for GTA 6, what I really want to see is more players in one server. And I'm not talking about like 64 at most, I'm talking about 100. The map of GTA 5 is so huge and massive, yet it's so, you can't find anyone in Blaine County when everyone is in Los Santos. And not only that, GTA is one of those games where you just need the map to be filled with players. Just imagine how much more mayhem we can have in GTA with 100 players or 200 players, you know? It's just honestly such a good idea. And honestly, if Rockstar doesn't like the idea, then they should add the idea, have it be like one of those modes where you have to select the option, you know. You'll have your regular 32 player servers, and then you'll have maybe 64 player servers, and then you bump up to the max 100 players. And honestly, if GTA 5 is going to be as big, especially with what I have planned for number 1 on my list, then honestly 100 players is honestly how many players GTA 6 is going to need. Anyhow, let's move on to number 1 on my list. Number 1 on my list is kind of going back to San Andreas, but spicing it up for the next generation. GTA 5 is so big, so massive, yet you have one major city. And what I would like to see in GTA 6 is multiple big cities, the same way San Andreas accomplished that. Obviously, making more cities in a map means the map is going to most likely be bigger. You're going to have, you know, one main city, then you have all this open land, like Blaine County, for instance, in between all the other cities. And honestly, that would just be such a great, awesome thing to add to GTA 6. It would add so much more to the map. It would add a reason to actually drive across those lands, those open fields, those mountain roads. It would add more reason other than just adding scenery. You are now basically traveling from one city to another. It would honestly also make more good use of helicopters and airplanes. You'll have more airports, bigger airports to be exact, and it's just honestly such a good idea that Rockstar honestly needs to add to GTA 6. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching today's video. I hope you all have a good day. If you liked the video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you're not, and I will see you guys next time.